Yes, 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 yes. We are back. We are back. What a weekend. What a weekend of what one of my favorite YouTubers, bro. I don't know if you know him. He says, "What a delightful splendor of what did he say? What a delightful weekend of footballing splendor." Shout out to Rory Jennings. I really like that guy.
I was
Anyway,
indeed.
we are back, people. I'm with my bro Thizo. I'm Thebe. This is the football bias. Uh, Two Gunners sitting atop of the log right now. I don't know how to feel about it, to be fair, but there's nowhere else to start, bro. But the belt of a game you saw yesterday. Like, what a game. First of all, what a
Mm.
game of football. Two teams going at it. I want to ask you, bro, halftime going to that game, Liverpool are leading 1-0, 14 shots on goal. I don't know about like what, 5, 6 on target. Manchester United 0.00 XG. Halftime, Liverpool seem to be on top. What's going through your mind when you're watching that? Halftime.
Um, Look, my thoughts at halftime were eventually United have to like wake up at some stage, and give some account of themselves. In all honesty, I expected Liverpool to win that game, especially on the back of the first half. It felt like they were being typically wasteful, but I expected them to score more. It was just now a question of were United going to make it interesting at least, or were they just going to keep letting Liverpool play their game? And I think it also negatively impacts Liverpool if the other team is like got 0.00 XG, no shots on target. Because now you're just like, here we're having fun, which unfortunately is something we've seen bite them, not just now in the results on the weekend, but in the FA Cup as well.
Mm.
So to Klopp's credit, he even made reference to the fact that, for example, if a team like Arsenal played against United played the way that they did, they would have lost. You know, for once, I didn't feel like this was him deflecting. I feel like that's true because we've seen that this season Liverpool have been uncharacteristically wasteful, bro. Like they're having shots, crazy number of shots every game. But then you look at the number of goals they scored, two, three, and it's always like at the death. You're not seeing Liverpool blow teams away, except in the
Mm.
Europa League. In the league, that's not happening. They can have shots, but their conversion rate is quite poor. You know, I think the spectacle as a whole, though, was great. Particularly that second half, it really got interesting.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. And I always thought, bro, like in my mind, I was like, United just need to stay within touching distance of the game. And by that I mean they
Mm.
mustn't go 2, 3-0 down. As long as there's one goal between the two teams, I always knew that United can snatch something. And I went into the game predicting a draw, right? And I was gonna win big racks if my other games, because I had multiple games on the slip. So I was like, yes, they drew, but then the other games let
Oh,
me down. But anyway,
I
if I put like a grand on a draw, like I expected, I would have been 4 grand richer. And that's just how confident I was. I just didn't have, the balls to back it up. But I just knew it was going to be a draw, right? And the reason I knew it was going to be a draw is
yeah,
because I feel vindicated because what I've been watching with Liverpool from August when the season began up until like literally yesterday, bro. We are how many months in down the line? And
yeah.
every single week, bro, barring the maybe like 4 or 5 good performances that they've had. Every single week I'm watching Liverpool. I'm like, how did they win that? How did they win that?
Yeah.
How did they win that?
Yep.
Type of thing. And then you strip it down and you see you got Mo Salah, Diogo Jota was injured, you got Darwin Nunez, you got all these men, bro. And I'm like, okay, sharp. When you look at the quality on show, it's just, but something in me is like, this is bound to catch up with them. Like you can't play the way that they play conceding the amount of chances that the way they concede, like not having the type of control that they have. And I feel like that's what I was trying to
Mm.
tell. I don't know if you recall prior conversations we were having in the beginning of the season where I was trying to tell Neo and some other Liverpool fans, like, guys, you guys are not convincing. And it came off across as me like hating because at the time they were top of the
Mm-hmm.
log, winning games and all these things. But I was like, guys, I'm not convinced because of ABC. And now it seems like it's coming to fruition because they are now using those excuses. We have a new midfield. Kunate is always injured. All these things that I used to say to them, telling them that, yo, you guys are not convincing. Now they're using it as an excuse to say, no, we weren't supposed to win the league. We're supposed to just compete for top four, not knowing that they were 5 points ahead at some stage. And this was like, this is not 5 points thingy, 5 points ahead after like 10 games. Like we were reaching, this was after Christmas, bro. They were going into it. I think Christmas we went in top, but after Christmas we had the blip, and then they ended up going 5 points clear. So now, why is it not that they're getting, because they could still go on to win the league. I mean, they're top. They second from top by only goal difference. So I'm trying to understand because I'm seeing a lot of doom and gloom amongst the Liverpool supporters, and I agree. If Arsenal drew against Brighton, drop points, it would be doom and gloom for us too. But do you think there's reason or cause for concern for Liverpool, or do you just think it's Man United away? They haven't beat United twice. Yesterday was the third time they played. So it's I won't say bogey team, but it's a tough team. It's a derby because we can still go on. We're gonna go into play Spurs in the North London derby. We can drop points there. Do you think that Liverpool fans or supporters or even Klopp just has this type of doom and gloom thing about them, or do you think it's just a blip, so to see? It's just United. They can now pick up 3 points. Arsenal, Man City still have tough games to go. Like it's not that big of a deal, which is where I'm standing. I don't think it's that big of a deal because it's United. It's not like they drew against Fulham or whatever. It's United. And also we still have to go to United. I think it's more beneficial for Man City because they're getting a sniff now, But do you feel there's cause for concern for Liverpool?
I genuinely do, because as much as we can say there's still a bit of the season to go, or like the other teams have key games as well, I think that we've known for a while now that you have to win the games in front of you. A draw is not enough. I think the most that you could get away with is the draw against the teams that are in and around you, But we've all played each other now. There isn't room for a draw. If you're able to draw and still win the league, it's fortuitous, right? But you shouldn't expect to, and that's kind of why there's an air of doom and gloom from Liverpool, because they realize, oh, we blinked first, And it's not just like a blink now with the United draw. As you're mentioning, there were 5 points clear in like not too long ago. And now you're behind, be it on goal difference, but you're still behind. Now your destiny isn't in your control any longer. Because if everyone wins their games now, you finish second. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think we're at that stage now, and with the season as well, where every game is tricky. Every game is a banana skin, So you need to pick up points everywhere, because you can drop points to a Luton, who fight tooth and nail from the first whistle to the end, You've got teams like Fulham, who their form is fluctuating, but on their day, as we've seen when they beat Spurs, as we've seen when they beat Arsenal, on their day, they can trip you up, Teams like Villa as well, where you never know what you're going to get, but so you have to win every game. Even United, you'd expect that you'd want to pick up 3 points against United, because it's just like they're not at their best.
Now, I'd have to agree
So
with
even
that,
when
man.
you're looking back at that, maybe cost you the season, you're thinking, damn, that draw at United though.
I'd have to agree, man. It's just, for me, why I don't think it's so doom and gloom is because, for me personally, right, and I look at the teams having 7 games to go each. And to me, apart from Man City, and even that, I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt because it's Man City, because it's Pep, because of the history. I don't see any of those teams going 7 for 7, in my humble opinion. I think that between all three of these teams, right? We will all drop points in one game of the seven. It's all about who's going to drop points in a second or third game consequentially. So that's what my personal opinion is. So here's what I'm saying. I don't feel it's so doom and gloom because looking at the teams and looking at the run-ins, Man City have the quote-unquote better run-in out of us all three. But if you look deep into it, I think we all kind of even, so to speak. It's a bit tougher for Arsenal because United away, Tottenham away, Chelsea at home. We playing quote unquote big teams, but that are apart from Tottenham, not really pulling up trees. But we know against Arsenal, it's on a once-off game. It can go either way. Saw how we drew 2-2 with Chelsea the first time at Stamford Bridge, seeing how we beat United, but it wasn't as convincing as I would have hoped it. So anything can happen. And also having lost at Old Trafford last season, anything can happen with those games. However, like I always stand by one thing, and that's the thing we spoke about that we didn't really release last week. Defenses win you titles, bro. And the way that these men in North London are defending, man. Like when I was watching that game against Brighton, I was like, oh man, like there's no jeopardy here when Brighton are attacking, apart from when they're coming from Zinchenko's side. That's the only time I'm like, whoa. But even then, I know there's a Gabriel Magalhaes. And then when I look at Liverpool now, you can get at them, bro. Like you really can. And it's just it is what it is. But for the sake of because we spend so much time on Liverpool in the last upload, because now it was a big game, Manchester United, we had to spend time on that.